So let's begin. Thank you so much for joining us this Friday evening. We know it's a busy time and we really appreciate your presence. Today's session will be hosted by Shoko, Mina, and you. We are very excited to share this time with you.
から翔子とみなというでお送りしたいと思います。一言ずつ言いますか？大丈夫ですか？はい。そうしましたら次お願いします。
Just a quick reminder, this session is being recorded for archiving purposes. Only the person speaking will appear on video, so feel free to turn your camera on or off based on what you're comfortable with.
お話しされる時だけちょっとお顔が映るような設定にはなっていますので、ご自身の方でビデオのオンオフなど判断いただいてチェックしていただければと思います。
There will be a few opportunities to speak during the session. If you are in a place where you cannot talk out loud today, please add listening only to your display name. Thank you.
入れといていただければと思います。ご協力よろしくお願いいたします。はい。では早速ですね、本日キックスタートやルーツ&シューツということで、8月から始まる講座に関する説明会をさせていただきたいと思います。
So now let's get started with our information session on the Kickstart Roots and Shoots course launching this August. Today's event is divided into two parts. First, we will walk you through the youth program, What is Roots and Shoots, who is Dr. Jane Goodall, and how this program nurtures hope and action. We will also share a storytelling video from Rena recorded at the recent event. After that, we will explain the course schedule and outline and wrap up with a Q&A. Then, we will hold a second session for those interested in the coordinator course.
8時でですね、一旦講座に関するご説明は終了します。でそれ以降ですね、コーディネーターコースとして関心持ってくださっている皆様に向けて8時から8時半まで開催概要、スケジュールと Q&A などさせていただきたいと思っています。よろしくお願いします。はい。
So let's begin with a quick check-in. We'd love for each of you to share the name of you'd like to be called, where you're joining from, and whether you're interested in the Youth Kickstart course or the coordinator course for adults.
今日ユース向けに希望で参加しているよという方と、大人向けのコーディネーター講座目的で参加しているよみたいなところを伝えていただけると嬉しいです。そうしましたら
So let's start with Moe-san.
お願いします。
Good evening, I'm Moe. I live in Atsugi, Kanagawa. I'm interested in the coordinator course. Thank you, Moe-san. So next is Junka-san, please. Hello, my name is Junko Sakamoto, joining from Yoichi in Hokkaido. For the past 15 years, I've been involved in eco-village activities, growing vegetables, fruits, and even making wine. People of all ages visit to experience life in nature, and we offer a variety of hands-on activities. Next, we have Mizuho. Hello, I am Mizuho Seike. Please call me Mizuho. I'm usually based in Yokohama, but I am joining from Tokyo today. I am interested in both the youth and adult programs. Through my community activities, I work with people across all age groups, so I love to learn more about both courses. Thank you very much.
もそうですけれども、いろんな年代の方が参加しているイベントとかもあるので、大人向けっていうのその両方を知りたいと思いました。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。
So next, let's hear from Kusumoto-san. Hello, my name is Kusumoto and I'm joining from Uji City in Kyoto. I joined today because I'm interested in this initiative. Thank you so much.
ありがとうございます。京都からありがとうございます。
Next, Fumi-san, please. Hello, my name is Fumie Otsuka. I'm joining from Kawasaki. I'm particularly interested in the coordinator course for adults, and I've been looking forward to today's session.
関心があって本日参加させていただきました。よろしくお願いいたします。
ありがとうございます。よろしくお願いします。はい。続きまして、ななこさん、お願いします。
Another Fumi-san. My name is Fumi Arimura, and I'm based in Atsugi, Kanagawa. I usually work with Moe-san on local activities here, and I also teach at a high school. While I'm very interested in the youth course, this time I'd like to join the adult program.
神奈川県の厚木市で普段萌ちゃんと一緒に活動しています。厚木市で高校の教員をやっているので、ユース向けもすごく関心があるんですけど、今回大人向けの方できれば受講できればと思っています。よろしくお願いします。
Thank you so much. If anyone else hasn't had the chance to introduce themselves, please feel free to jump in now. If not, we'll close the check-in here.
でも大丈夫かな、一旦。はい、ななこさんもありがとうございます。チャットにて。はい。そうしましたら、チェックインここまでさせていただいて。
And now Mina will introduce Dr. Jane Goodall and the Roots and Shoots program.
ジェーンさんのこととルーツ&シューツについて、みなちゃんから紹介させていただきたいと思います。お願いします。
Hello, I'm Mina Oba, joining from Kanagawa. I'd like to briefly introduce the Roots and Shoots program. I imagine many of you already know about Dr. Jane Goodall. After all, that's likely what brought you here. She was born in the UK in 1934 and visited Japan this year at the age of 91. Dr. Jane Goodall is a world-renowned primatologist, a United Nations messenger of peace, and a passionate environmental activist. At the age of 26, she traveled to Gombe, Tanzania, and began her groundbreaking research on chimpanzees. She's known for discovering that chimpanzees make and use tools, a finding that overturned what scientists have long believed about the divide between humans and animals. Through her work, she's shown the world that animals have minds, emotion, and deserve deep respect. She also founded the Jane Goodall Institute, a community-centered conservation organization focused on both environmental and humanitarian projects. The Jane Goodall Institute is built on 3 core pillars. First is chimpanzee research, which has now continued for 65 years, offering vital scientific knowledge and contributing to conservation. Second is the Takari program, which work with local communities in Africa to restore the environment and improve daily life. And the third is today's main focus, Roots and Shoots, a youth-driven program for change. Roots and Shoots empowers children and youth to take action for people, animal, and the environment. What's most important is that each participant chooses their own action. These small personal choices add up, not only to improve communities, but to spark hope in a world filled with climate anxiety. Roots and Shoots began in 1991 with just a dozen teens in Tanzania.
1991年に、タンザニアの、ティーネイジャーの十何人かが始まったプログラムです。で、その、世界中で使われている4ステップフォーミュラっていうシンプルな4つのステップがあります。次お願いします。
And at the heart of the program is a simple process called the 4-step formula. The 4 steps are get inspired, explore, take action, and celebrate. Step 1, get inspired, means learning from Jane's story or from other young people taking action and thinking, maybe I can do something too. It's that feeling of excitement or possibility that kicks things off. Step 2 is explore, or maybe you can call observe. It's about exploring your community. It could be your town, your school, or even your home. Using community mapping, you identify local issues and available resources. Big problems like climate change can feel overwhelming, but by starting small and local, you're more likely to take meaningful, doable action. This step is also about discovering what you personally care about, what draws your attention, and sparks curiosity. Step 3, take action. It's just that, turning what you've learned into a small, concrete step. And finally, step 4, celebrate. It's about honoring what you've done. Celebrate your own growth, your connection with others, and your role in making change. These 4 steps keep repeating in a powerful cycle, and through them, young people grow into leaders, kind, courageous, and full of compassion. Next, let's watch a short video created by the Roots and Shoots group at Yokohama International School.
それがこの優しさとか思いやりのあるリーダーシップを育んでいくものになっています。はい、次お願いします。で、ここでルーツ&シューツの、横浜インターナショナルスクールが、作ってくれた動画があるので見てみましょう。
Hi everyone, today we're going to break down the 4-step formula and explain how you can make a difference in your own community in just 4 simple steps.
These are the 4 steps
of Roots and Shoots.
Step 1 is to get inspired. What inspires you? This step is all about learning what inspires you. It could be animals, things in your neighborhood, or other change makers around the world.
Step 2 is to observe your community, just like a scientist would. This step is called community mapping.
Step 3 is take action. Decide on a campaign topic and workshop your campaign goals and how you will achieve them. What projects have you been working on?
The last step is to celebrate and think about what we learned. What did you learn and how did it make you feel?
I feel proud.
I learned that I can help even if I'm a kid.
Next time, I want to do even more. Reflection is important. It helps us grow as leaders. And celebrating reminds us that every step matters.
Get inspired.
Observe.
Take action.
Celebrate.
What can you do to make a difference?
Roots and Shoots. Together we can, together we will, together we must change the world.
Now, let's talk a bit more about concrete actions. We believe that a project initiated by Roots and Shoots groups offer great inspiration. The students who created the video you just watched are from the Yokohama International School, the group pictured here at the top. They actually began the Roots and Shoots activities 3 years ago, well before the Japan branch even was relaunched in 2023. One of their first questions was about juice cartons sold in the school cafeteria. These cartons have a layer of aluminum inside, so according to local regulations, they couldn't be recycled as paper waste. They had to be burned. The students wondered why. They did their own research and discovered a recycling process. They then set up a special collection box and posters in the school and began washing, drying, and sending full boxes of to the Tetra Pak company. They've continued this process every Friday with their group. Beyond that, they've used Bellmark points from the cartons to purchase supplies for a local children's home. They've also designed and sent handmade materials for fundraising campaigns to support chimpanzees. What started as a school initiative have now expanded into the community and even further. In fact, the Tetra Pak head office from the US visited their school. The company also had a discussion with Yokohama City officials about the local recycling system, and now the group are also considering talking with the local authorities too. What began with a small question have evolved into a movement with growing collective impact. Next, let's take a look at another community group based in Shimonoseki. They started with community mapping to explore the town. Through that, they discovered an interest into two issues: animal rescue and marine pollution, especially around the fishing port. So they decided to take action. They hosted an educational workshop on cats and dogs with the city center. They made handmade candles and sold them at a bazaar, donating the proceeds to animal welfare organizations. They even connected with a Roots and Shoots group in Los Angeles, exchanging videos to introduce each other's culture and actions. It's become a meaningful intercultural exchange. They've also been doing trash pickups many times along the fishing port. Now, let's take a moment to watch a moving 5-minute storytelling video by Rena from Yokohama International School. We hope it touches your heart the way it touches ours.
それではまずお一人目、横浜インターナショナルスクールでルーツ&シューツの活動をする9年生の岡崎玲奈さんです。
So let's welcome our first speaker. Please join us welcoming Rena Okazaki, a 9th grader student at Yokohama International School who is actively involved in Roots and Shoots.
Hi, sorry, thank you. So, like she said, my name is Rena, and I'm going to tell you my story today. So, once there was a little girl who was fascinated by the world around her. She loved reading, and as a child, her mother would often read her stories about powerful women, hoping to inspire the girl to believe that she could do something great too. One day, they read a story about a woman who went to Africa to study chimpanzees. At first, the little girl just liked the pictures, but as she grew older, one picture in particular stuck with her. Jane, sitting quietly in the forest, surrounded by chimpanzees who trusted her. Something about her calm patience, the way she observed others and wasn't afraid to be hands-on, made the girl wonder, what if I could do something like that too? Soon after reading the book for the 5th time, she and her mom discovered Roots and Shoots, a youth organization started by the very same woman in the book. Even though she was only in the 6th grade, she was determined to bring this group to her school with the help of her friends. That girl, not so little anymore as you can tell, is now in high school and has been running Roots and Shoots at Yokohama International School for 4 years. I've always loved finding solutions to problems in my community, and Roots and Shoots gave me the perfect way to take action. I learned that no matter how young you are, you can make a difference, just like Dr. Jane says. One of the first issues I noticed was how much waste was being created in our school cafeteria from juice boxes. Our school had banned plastic bottles, but the increase in juice boxes wasn't helping much. They were just being thrown in the trash. After reaching out to the Yokohama city government, we learned that these cartons weren't recyclable here. So we found Tetra Pak, which was running a small-scale recycling campaign, and we decided to take part. But when I proposed this idea to my school advisors, they were skeptical. One of them told me something like, "It's a nice idea, but let's be honest, most students would give up after a month." I remember feeling this mix of embarrassment and determination. Part of me wanted to prove them wrong, not just for me, but for every kid who's had an idea and been told they were too young to stick with it. Long story short, they didn't believe I'd follow through, and definitely didn't believe a 6th grader would spend every week washing sticky juice boxes. I clearly remember the first Friday. I stayed after school, sleeves rolled up, wondering if this was a bad idea. But then I remember what my mother once told me. If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well. And helping with the recycling and waste management issues at my school was definitely something worth doing. Bake sales were fun, but they ended eventually. This was something I could do again and again. So I did. 1 week turned into 2, and before I knew it, I'd been washing juice boxes every Friday for years, rain or shine. Eventually, others noticed. Parents and teachers began bringing in their juice boxes from home. And my favorite part? Younger students started joining me, some even helping to wash the Tetra Paks after school. It made me feel hopeful. knowing just how far small actions can ripple. I've also made it my mission to spread the word about Roots and Shoots, and I'm proud to say that many new groups have started across Japan. Events like the Animal Movie Premiere and the Roots and Shoots Youth Conference have also helped me connect with people who care just as deeply. It made me feel hopeful, knowing I'm not alone in this global effort. We are living in a world that desperately needs young people to care, a world that needs to be attended to now and not in the future. If we don't act, the amount of waste we produce will continue to grow at alarming rates. The forests will disappear, and animals like the chimpanzees Dr. Jane studied may not have a future. But imagine this instead. A world where every school has a group like Roots and Shoots dedicated to making their communities a better place. A world where small actions like washing a juice box add up to big change. That world starts with you. So even if you feel a little spark to help, don't wait for the future. Act now. You're never too young or small to make a difference. Thanks to Roots and Shoots, I'm not just hoping for change. I'm working for it, and I plan to continue doing that for the rest of my life. Thank you to Dr. Jane for inspiring me to be part of something that truly matters. Thank you.
After hearing Rena's powerful story, you might be feeling inspired to try something too. So now, we'd like to introduce the structure of the Kickstart course, a program designed to help youth turn their ideas into action. Kickstart Roots and Shoots is a 4-part course that runs from August through November. We know that trying something new can feel scary or uncertain, but don't worry, this course is here to support you. Each month, we will gather online for a session to help you take one small step at a time toward the change you want to make. The course is open to youth from around 5th grade to university age. We welcome anyone who wants to try making a difference. The schedule begins with today's info session. Then our first session, day 1, will be held on August 22nd from 7 to 8 p.m. We will learn from Jane Goodall and the Roots and Shoots program, explore our personal leadership styles, and study the 4-step formula. For homework, participants will create a map of local issues in their town. Day 2 takes place a month later on September 26th. We will share the result of our community mapping and start brainstorming what actions we can take. From there, we will move into implementation. After day 2, everyone will try their chosen actions, no matter how small. On day 3, October 24th, we will reflect on what we did and celebrate our progress together. Even one small step is worth honoring. Between day 3 and day 4, participants will continue exploring the act and celebrate steps on their own. Finally, on day 4, November 21st, we will revisit the concept of leadership and reflect on how we've grown through this journey. Then, just like Rena, you'll learn how to shape your own story, a story that reflects your action, your growth, and your voice. Storytelling helps us build confidence and give us a powerful way to inspire others. At this point, we'd like to hand things over to you for some additional details about the course structure.
とても自信につながるんじゃないかなと考えております。ざっくりこんな感じでなっているんですけれども、ちょっと詳細みたいなところをですね、ここからゆうさんにバトンタッチしたいと思います。お願いします。
Hello, I'm Yu. There may be a little overlap, but I'd like to quickly walk through the structure one more time. At the heart of it is the 4-step formula. Get inspired, explore, take action, and celebrate. Day 1 is all about the first 2 steps, getting inspired and exploring. Each session includes a small homework task. After day 1, participants will investigate their own community, mapping out challenges at school, at home, or in their neighborhood. Then, on day 2, we'll come together and decide what issues do we want to take action on. After that, each person will try a small action before day 3. On day 3, we will reflect on what we did and take time to celebrate together. Between day 3 and day 4, you will repeat the cycle on your own, whatever you are able to do, and then we'll come back together for a final reflection. And in the end, you will discover a story that is uniquely yours. And that story won't just empower you, it might just empower someone else too. We will guide you in shaping that story into something you can share, and step by step, you will build a sense of connection and purpose. To help make this a safe and supportive space, we have a few ground rules to share. Rule 1. Follow your curiosity. We believe that when you feel excited and inspired, your energy rises and your creativity shines. So let's keep the energy warm and uplifting together. Rule 2. Be kind and listen with care. Let's create an atmosphere where everyone feels heard, and safe. This should be a fun and welcoming time for all of us. Rule 3. Don't hesitate to reach out. If something's unclear, talk to your coordinators. We are here to support you every step of the way. Let's keep the dialogue open and honest. Rule 4. Please try to join the Zoom call about 10 minutes before the official time start. That way we can all begin together smoothly and on time. These 4 simple promises will help us make this a joyful experience for everyone. One more to note, between sessions you may hit a few roadblocks or questions. If that happens, don't worry. You can always reach out to Shoko, you, or myself, or to any of the course coordinators. We are always here to help. We will also be using Google Docs to track some of the activities, so please make sure you have a Google account. If you don't have one yet, don't worry. We will send you instructions by email on how to create an account.
Google アカウントが必要になってきますので、作成していただくというところがお願いなので、まだ持ってないよっていう方には作り方などそこでメールでお送りしたいと思ってます。はい。
Now let's move on to the registration process. To sign up, simply scan the QR code you see here. And if you have a friend or group who wants to join with you, we'd love that. For large groups, please select 6 representative members to participate. If you have a question about the process, feel free to ask her during the QA.
6人以上のグループはってことですね。はい。ちょっとこのあたりでももし何かわからないことありましたら、質問コーナーでも聞いてもらえたらと思います。
Currently, our Japanese-speaking group is full, so we kindly ask new participants to join the waiting list. We'd love to have you join if spaces open up.
参加してみたいという方はこちらへのご登録をお願いいたします。
There are still 2 open groups for English-speaking participants. If you are interested, we would be thrilled to welcome you. Now that we've covered the Kickstart course, we'll move into our QA. If you have any questions at all about the course, your participation, or anything else, please feel free to ask. If you have any question about the coordinator course, we will be explaining that next, so feel free to save them for a bit later. And don't worry if something comes to mind at any point, you can also just drop it in the chat. We have also shared a PDF of today's slides in the chat, in case you'd like to review the course details later. Please feel free to download it at any time. That brings our Kickstart course into info sessions to a close. Thank you so much for joining us. So now let's begin the second part of our session, an introduction to the Roots and Shoots Coordinator course. This course is designed for adults who want to support youth action. It will run from August to November and includes 6 sessions in total. The purpose of this course is to help you learn Dr. Jane Goodall's vision and the 4-step formula, and to explore how you can support youth in your own school, neighborhood, or community. Here's how it works. There are 6 sessions total, 2 more than the youth course. Session 0 is a pre-recorded on-demand video that you can watch anytime before the course begins. Session 1 through Session 5 are live Zoom sessions held monthly online. The participation fee is 5,500 yen, a special introductory rate for the first group. What will you gain from this course? You'll learn particular ways to guide young people through the Roots and Shoots 4-step formula. You'll also become a certified Roots and Shoots coordinator and be listed on our official website. You'll be able to support youth action in your local area or school, and in some cases, we may invite you to help facilitate Roots and Shoots event or workshops. You will also be added to our coordinator chat network, where you can connect with other coordinators across Japan. It's a space to ask questions, share challenges, and exchange ideas and wisdom. We hope it will grow into a helpful, collaborative community that brings energy and joy to everyone involved. Here's a rough overview of the schedule. Session 0 will focus on the current state of our planet, climate change, Japan's environmental role, and global efforts around the world. This will give you a solid foundation to better understand and support your youth initiatives. This session is pre-recorded and available on demand. Session 1 through Session 4 will happen on the same days and at the same time as the Kickstart course, 7 to 8 p.m. During these times, you'll join as an observer. And after each youth session from 8 to 8:30 p.m., we will have a special reflection time just for coordinators to discuss what we observed and what we had learned. Session 5 will be held 1 week after the final youth sessions, and it will be full 1.5 hour celebration and visioning workshop just for coordinators from 7 to 8:30 p.m. You can register using the QR code shown here. While we encourage you to attend all sessions, we understand that conflicts comes up. If you need to miss a session, you'll be able to watch the recording. One important note: as a coordinator, we ask that you always uphold the rights, safety, and dignity of children and youth. We support the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child and accept everyone involved to engage with respect and care. Well, this wraps up our basic overview of the coordinator course. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them now. So, question from Moe-san. During the 30-minute reflection time, what will we actually be doing? Great question. The content of each reflection session will align with what the youth are working on. As coordinators, you will observe how students are progressing, where they might be getting stuck, and what kind of support can help them move forward. It's a space to reflect on those moments and to share insights with fellow coordinators. This kind of reflections will help bring the experience into your own practice and make it more actionable.
そういう場合にどういったサポートができるのかとか、そういうところが気づきなんかをみんなでシェアすることができると、実践でも生きていくんじゃないかなというふうに考えております。ゆうちゃんなんか補足ありますか？
Adding from you, we are also learning as we go, so your input is really important. The goal is to explore what kind of adult support can truly empower young people. Together, we will build a sharing understanding of what compassionate guidance looks like. The reflection session might adapt over time. Some will follow a panel structure, but we may also include different styles and tools as we learn what works best. Thank you so much for your question.
ありがとうございます。チャットでご質問、答え、ありがとうございます。
Here's another question from the chat. I'm interested in the coordinator course. Is it okay to join solo as an adult?
そうですね、コーディネーターコースに興味があります。大人1名参加でも可能でしょうかというご質問いただきました。はい。
Yes, absolutely. Many participants will be joining on their own. You are also welcome to join with someone from your local community if you already have a project or school in mind. Whether you join solo or with a partner, we are excited to have you. It's all about connection and shared purpose. A few words about our long-term vision for Roots and Shoots in Japan. We hope this program expands nationwide in a way that is inclusive and accessible to as many children as possible. Our goal is for Roots and Shoots to be something that local groups can implement on their own, whether in schools, homes, or communities. To do that, we need local adults like you to take the lead. Through the Kickstart and Coordinator course, we hope you will gain a clear picture of how to support youth and feel confident launching or guiding your own Roots and Shoots group. You can register a group directly on the website, and in the future, we'd love to match you with others in your area. That way, we can create strong, supported local network or actions.
を通してルーツ&シューツってこういうものなんだ、こういうふうに子どもたちをサポートしたらいいんだっていうヒントを得てもらえたら、具体的にその自分たちの住んでいる地域だったり身近にいる子どもと一緒に家族とかでも全然いいんですけれどもグループをなんか始めたり作っていったりニーズがあったらそこにちょっとお願い一番近くにいらっしゃるコーディネーターの方にお願いしたりっていうルーツ&シューツの登録がウェブサイトから簡単にJGI のウェブサイトから簡単にできて結構やっぱ全国広島とかなんか例えば下田とかなんかそういうところから登録とかがあったりするので一番近くのコーディネーターの方に伴走をしていただきたいなっていうふうに将来的には考えております。
Yes, next question. What actually is the role of a coordinator? Great question. Roots and Shoots is a youth-led by design, but youth still needs adult allies. Coordinators are there to draw out young people's interests, help connect them with the right resources, and provide encouragement and structure. You're not expected to do the work for them. You're there to walk beside them.
やっぱりそこで大人が果たせる役割ってかなり大きいとは思っているので、その大人が彼らが興味あることを引き出したり、その興味のあることをアクションにつなげるためには、やっぱりそこでサポートする大人が必要にはなってくるので、その先にいる大人っていうのをつなげたり、やっぱり少し後押しをしていける存在としてコーディネーターの方にはいていただきたいなっていうふうに思っています。なんか2人付け足すことあるか。ゆうちゃん。ゆうちゃんどうぞ。
Some of you may already work with youth in schools or communities. You might notice a student or group who says, I want to do something, but I'm not sure how. That's exactly where the 4-step formula and this course can be helpful. You'll be able to guide them toward action without needing to build everything from scratch. Your support, light, steady, and empowering can make a huge difference. Of course, each project will be different. The way you support a group of elementary students may look very different from how you support teenagers. The important thing is that the support feels sustainable for you too. We want to build long-term relationship rooted in care, not burnout. One of the first hurdles for youth is simply figuring out what they care about. This is why we focus so much on the community mapping tool. We hope it becomes a useful part of your toolkit as you help with youth discover the passion and purpose. We've shared the PDF document of the coordinator course on the chat. Yes, question from Mizuho. If I sign up for the coordinator course, will I be assigned to a youth group?
活動したいって申し込んだ子どもたちの活動を、すでにコーディネーターの方々がどんな風にサポートしているかっていうことを見学させてもらいながら学ぶっていうそういう理解で大丈夫ですかね。
Yes, since the Japanese language Kickstart group are now full, you'll be assigned as an observer to one of these 3 existing youth groups. We will try to match you to a group that aligns with your interest or background, like age range or location. You will observe the same group for over time, so you can build familiarity and insight into their process. Additional question from Mizuho. For those of us who are in the coordinator course, I'm wondering how we will be positioned. Will we be assigned to specific groups, or will we be able to observe the entire process? I imagine we might initially be there without a clear idea of what we're supposed to do. During this course, you'll participate as an observer, not yet as a full-on mentor or facilitator. But as you observe the youth in action and follow along with the 4-step formula, you will begin to internalize how to walk alongside them. Since we have 3 Japanese language youth groups, you'll be assigned to one of them. We think it's most meaningful to follow the same group throughout the course. If you have a specific age range in mind, like working with junior high students, please mention that on the registration form. We will do our best to match your preferences. Our hope is that after completing this course, you will continue with us into phase 2. This is just the beginning. In the future, we plan to launch a second round of the program. And if we would love for graduates of this course to become active mentors who walk side by side with youth.
手を挙げてくださる方がいたら、ぜひその枠として実際に実動部隊として動いていっていただけたら嬉しいなというふうにも思っております。
Even if you don't have a youth group yet, you might be able to co-host sessions, support online groups, or help grow roots and shoots in your community. We've also just released a digital version of the 4-step formula guide, originally distributed at Jingodo's Japan event. It includes stories from 3 incredible youth participants, including Rena's. We hope their words provide you with inspiration and confidence.
3人ストーリーテリングしてくれたユースがいて、そのストーリーテリングもユーさんがこう伴奏しながら作り上げてくれているんですけれども、その3人のストーリーとかも入っているので、インスピレーションになるのではないかなと思います。ありがとうございます。
It looks like there are no more questions, so that brings us to the end of the coordinator course info sessions. Thank you all for being here.
コーディネーターコースの説明会もこちらで終了したいなと思っております。お疲れ様でした。ここでですね、参加の皆様に一言チェックアウトいただけたらいいなと思います。感想など。
Before we close, we'd love to hear a quick checkout comment from each of you, if you don't mind. This is your opportunity to share a reflection or brief comment. Moe, as the first speaker, may I kindly ask you to share your checkout comments with us? I'm Moe. I work with kids in grades 4 to 6, and more of them are saying they want to take action for the environment. But we rarely see that evolve into a team effort or a link to the community. This program helped me imagine what that could actually look like. Next, Fumie-san, please. Thank you very much for today. I actually had the chance to join a recent event and hear directly from some of the youth who are currently active in the program. Listening to their stories made me feel that if there's any way I can support the next generation of youth, I'd be really happy to do so. That said, I haven't been very active myself lately, so I feel like I'd actually be the one receiving energy from the kids rather than giving it. But if it's okay, I love to take part in the coordinator course. I look forward to staying connected. Thanks again.
よろしくお願いいたします。嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。本当あれですよね。
We are really happy to hear that. Thank you. I think it's perfectly fine that we as adults are also learning alongside the kids. Honestly, there are so many challenges and resources out there that it's impossible for any of us to know everything. But I truly hope we can support the children while also learning together, sharing our ideas, combining our strengths, and enjoying the process. I'm really looking forward to that.
じゃあ、みずほさん、お願いします。次、楠本さん。
Next, Mizuho-san. Thank you very much for today. I know I must have taken a lot of preparation, and I really appreciate it. I work at a company, but I often have opportunities to speak with local school teachers and university staff who are involved in education. For this session, a primary school teacher I know was very interested in the program but couldn't attend today, so I joined in her place. People who receive inquiries from school on behalf of companies often tell me how difficult it is to build educational program from scratch. They already have so much they need to teach, and creating these kind of program on top of that feels overwhelming. So I felt that since I had this opportunity, I'd like to learn more and hopefully play a role in connecting those who need this kind of program with the right resource. As I was listening today, I realized that if I want to help connect others, I should really try participating myself first. So I've been checking my schedule to see if I can join. I'd love to take part while also learning from all of you along the way. Thank you again.
今スケジュールを見ながら参加できるかどうかチェックをしているところでした。また何かわからないこととかがあったら皆さんにお尋ねしながら活動にも参加していけたらと思っています。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。まさかのつなぐというところまでやっていた思いもよらない。ぜひぜひみずほさんもご都合ご予定会うようでしたらぜひぜひ会わない日はアーカイブがございますので、はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
はい、そうしましたら次楠本さんお願いします。
Next, Kusumoto-san.
映ってます。映ってます。
Hello, I also had the opportunity to attend when Dr. Jane Goodall visited recently, and that experience deepened my interest in these kind of initiatives. At first, I didn't have a clear image of what Roots and Shoots was all about, but as I learned more, I realized that the fact that it's led by children is actually a very important aspect. Personally, I don't have many opportunities to interact with children anymore, so I wasn't quite sure how I could be involved or what kind of approach I could take. But when I first heard about this program, I started wondering, what can I actually do? These days, I go on a morning walk every day, about 7 kilometers, and I've recently started bringing gloves and a trash bag with me to pick up litter along the way. I live in Uji, which is surrounded by nature, but even here I see drivers throwing away cans and plastic bottles. Picking them up made me realize how much you can start to notice things that you previously overlooked, things about people's manners and habits. My thoughts are a bit scattered, But I feel like this kind of everyday awareness is really at the root of what Roots and Shoots is about. That's just my interpretation, but if I can contribute in some small way through these efforts, I'll be happy. Thank you.
見えてくるっていう別の見えてないものが見えてくるのかなっていうところもあって、そういったことを一つずつ積み重ねれたら面白いのかなと思ってます。話がまとまってないんですけれど、結局ルーツ&シューツのルーツっていうのはそういったところの気づきじゃないかなと思って勝手に思ってるんですけど、そういったことになんか役立てれればいいなと思って参加させていただいてます。以上です。
ありがとうございます。松本さんはりなちゃんパパです。
Actually, Mr. Kusumoto is Mina's dad. This is exactly how the ripple effect works. When children take action, their parents are inspired to move on. That's the beauty of it. It's not about age. I truly feel hopeful that as more children get involved, more adults and their families will be inspired to take action as well. Thank you.
大人たちがさらに活動をしてくれるんじゃないかなという希望を感じております。ありがとうございます。はい。では小島さんお願いします。
Next, Kojima-san, please.
先ほど携帯から今自宅帰ってきましてすいません。
忙しいとこありがとうございます。
一人でも大人で参加可能ですかって問い合わせをさっき入れたものです。はい、すいません。英語が
Hello, I actually have a question. I'm not very confident in English. Would that be a problem?
大丈夫でしょうかっていうのちょっと言い方がおかしいんですけど。
大丈夫です。
Not at all. In fact, one of the great things about this program is that it's designed to include both English and Japanese speaking participants. There are many opportunities to support Japanese speaking children in Japanese, so there's really no need to worry. We also have an annual conference where everyone gathers and the children present their projects. It's a kind of celebration. Even in that event, everything is conducted bilingually in English and Japanese, so please rest assured.
みんなで集まって子どもたちが発表会というかセレブレイトするみたいな会とかもあるんですけれども、そういった場合もバイリンガルで英語と日本語両方使いながらイベント実施しますので、そのあたりはご安心いただけたらと思っております。
ありがとうございます。きっかけなんですけど、
Thank you for the explanation. As for how I came across this program, well, I had attended an event hosted by the Goi Peace Foundation in Omotesando and received a pamphlet there. When I looked through it, I realized that it closely aligned with the program I'm planning to launch this autumn or next year. Then just yesterday, I happened to find out about today's event while doing some research, and now here I am joining right at the last minute. I'll be organizing a few programs myself, many of them designed for parents and children, some in Setagaya, along the Tamaga River, or in hot spring towns in the Tohoku region. The idea is to help families discover things together through those experiences. This is my first time joining something like this coordinator course, so I'm hoping I can connect with people through this opportunity. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you.
温泉地でいろんなことを見つけていくみたいな形のプログラムをちょっと私自身が作ることがこれからあって、で、そうですね。でも私も実際そのコーディネーターって今回みたいなことって初めてなので、ちょっとこれを機会にちょっと合流させてもらえないかっていう、はい、背景で興味を持ちましたので、よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。
Thank you, Kojima-san. We're really still just at the beginning, and there are so much more to grow and develop from here. I truly hope we can continue expanding our network hand in hand with all of you and support children initiatives more actively throughout Japan.
活動できるような皆様と広げていきながら、国内の活動もどんどん活発に子どもたちの活動をサポ ポートできたら嬉しいなと思ってますので、どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。北斗市でイベントしてくださいとか、
Today we actually had a conversation about possible organizing of Roots and Shoots events or retreat in Asahikawa, Hokkaido in collaboration with the local animal hospital. There are quite a few inquiries like that, and if you see ways that the Roots and Shoots structure could be useful for your ideas, please don't hesitate to reach out, even while you're still going through the coordinator training. Who knows, we might be able to create something really meaningful together. As we gain more experience in different regions, we will probably start to see that there are various approaches and situations that work well in certain contexts. Factors like age group, parent-child dynamics, and regional characteristics can all play a role. So as we accumulate more knowledge and insights, I think it will be great if we could share those learning with one another.
ありがとうございます。でましたら、ふみさんですか？お願いいたします。
Thank you. Next, Humi-san.
私は最初の自己紹介でも言ったように高校の教員をやってるんですけど、
Hello, I'm a high school teacher. For example, at the beginning of the school year, when I talk about environmental issues during my self-introduction, I sometimes have students who write in their own introductions that they are also interested in environmental problems. When I see that, I think it would be great to do something together with those students. But it's often difficult to follow through. Today's high school students are really busy, and I'm busy too, so it's not always easy to take that next step. I heard that the youth program is already full, and that actually gave me a sense of hope. It shows that there are so many young people who want to take action. That really encouraged me. I would love to join this program because I feel that working in education is one of my strengths as someone involved in environmental action. I hope I can help guide those roots and connect them to meaningful shoots that grow into action. Thank you so much, and I look forward to being part of this. Thank you, everyone. Hearing that those who are already working with young people are taking steps like this, it really fills me with hope. Next, Yuko-san. Hello, I joined a bit late today, so I wasn't able to catch the full explanation, but I'd like to briefly introduce myself. I actually handed my business card to Ms. Mina Oba at the ICU event recently. Currently, I'm volunteering with a group called the Environmental Learning Leaders, where I help teach children about environmental issues about once a week. I also visit local elementary school as a certain climate change prevention promoter, supporting environmental education in public schools by teaching about climate change and global warming.
環境気候変動のことを子どもたちに学校に公立の学校に行って教えるお手伝いをしたりとかしておりまして、でそれの主催者が今結構高齢の方が多くて
Many of the people leading these activities are quite senior, and recently I've been asking to take over some of the responsibilities for them. As part of passing the torch to the next generation, I've been asked to serve as a board member, for instance, and at the same time, I feel that some aspects of the content we deliver need to be updated and refreshed. Aside from that, I've long admired Dr. Jane Dahl. She is truly someone I respect deeply and consider a personal role model. At the event, I saw Naoki Imamura speaking, and he is actually a friend of mine from my hometown of Hayama. He was the one who really taught me about the ocean and helped me shape my understanding. For a while now, I've been waiting to explore ways of sharing these kinds of insights, not just through intellectual explanation, but through live experiences, more tangible, hands-on approaches. The NPO that I'm in the process of inheriting is currently led mostly by doctors and scientists, so education has traditionally been very one direction and science heavy. But I'd like to shift that. I want to make the approach more interactive, where children take the lead and where mothers' interests are supported and nurtured. I want to create opportunities for people to engage more organically, not just being taught. That's why I hope to incorporate Jane's methods and Roots and Shoots coordinator approach as I work to transform the activities of the organization I'm involved in.
変革していくという中で取り入れていけたらいいなと思っております。
ありがとうございます。
はい。で、そういう意味で、はい。
はい、ありがとうございました。いや、なんか嬉しいですね。
Thank you so much. I'm honestly really happy. It's so encouraging to see so many of you joining us for this very first session. I can really feel the connection beginning to form little by little, and that fills me with hope. Thank you again.
そうしましたら、大丈夫そうですか？今思いついた質問とかあればギリお受けできますけど、一旦大丈夫かなと、はい、思いますので。はい、そうしましたら、今20分でちょっと10分ほど早い時間にはなりますけれども、ここで説明会を終了させていただきたいなと思います。
With that, we'd like to wrap up today's session. We've shared the materials in the chat where you'll be able to download them.
そちらはダウンロードできそうですか？もしかしたら途中からご参加だった
すみません。もう一度、私、後から入ったので、もう一度PDF をチャットにつけていただけたらありがたいです。
今つけます。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ゆうちゃんありがとうございます。
ちょっと時間がかかってるので少々お待ちください。
はい、とんでもないです。
はい、今送りました。
これみなちゃん今後の問い合わせとかって E メールで大丈夫なんですか？何かご質問とかあった場合とか問い合わせは、JGI の E メール
JGI の E メール貼りますね。
ありがとうございます。
後ほどアーカイブが用意でき次第皆様にも途中参加の方もいらっしゃるのでアーカイブと一緒にご案内もお送りしますのでその時また問い合わせ先こちらの E メールアドレスに、つけます。
ありがとうございます。PDX の方からお送りするってことで大丈夫ですよね、皆さん。アーカイブは。
そうですね。はい。PDX のメッセージ経由で。
経由で本日のアーカイブを送らせていただきます。よろしくお願いいたします。はい。では、本日ご参加いただきありがとうございました。
Thank you again for being with us today. We truly appreciate your participation.